don't know. That's a dead cat. It's a very dead cat. I think I'm going to go without it for now. I actually prefer my cats to be living, but levels sound good, and I think I can start recording now, so long as my dogs do not go nuts. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Garrett, and today I want to talk about the Synco G2A2 wireless mic system. Now, Synco sent these out to me for review. However, I want to let you guys know on the upfront, they are not paying me a dime to say anything good or bad, but I want to help you determine for under $200, is this wireless system for you? Fortunately, over the past month, I've been able to bring these mics out on a couple of different use cases, one of which being a documentary that I'm shooting for my friend and his local tennis club. I've brought them out to some client work with a couple of gyms that we work with locally, and I'm using this little mic now to shoot my review. Before we get too far into the features, I do want to let you hear some raw audio from the tournament that I shot for my friend and his local tennis club. That was really one of the first proving grounds that I used these mics on, and I was actually fairly shocked at the results. So I'm going to let you hear that audio now.
All the stress in the world. Oh, you're getting eaten by butterflies on your racket. That's good luck. All right, make sure you're getting your feet set for shots, right? See the colors you are? I did it for you. I did the colors for you. Settle in and play smart. 6, no ad.
Just 1 to 6?
No, 2 sets. 6 game set, no ad.
Tiebreak at 5.
Tiebreak at 5 all. Ray, Will needs a small and we got him a medium. If you don't care, what I need you to do is take his shirt and just breathe on it for about an hour, really heavy, and try to shrink it up. Can you do that for me? I don't mind, Ray, because it cools things off.
Yeah, but then we play a match at midnight. And then...
Nothing wrong with midnight matches. You guys are banging at midnight.
So
Actually, Caroline goes to bed at 8, so
yeah, I'm bed at,
that might be troublesome.
Yeah.
All right, stay relaxed, ladies. Keep yourself moving, balls in play. No ad format's all about keeping balls in play.
Really, the thing that blew my mind the most about that particular event was I was shooting, I don't even know how far I was from Trey, but I was shooting through fences, through bags, through humans. He had the transmitter in his pocket, and I was still getting clear, crisp audio into the feed, and that really, for me, was pretty encouraging with this system. Synco sells this kit in a couple of different configurations. The specific one that they sent to me was the G2A2 kit. Inside the box, whenever you open it up, you're going to have 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. Inside of a charging case, you will also get 2 dead cats, 2 lavs as well, and a USB cable for charging, which is pretty phenomenal considering Synco has kept this thing under $200. I don't know of any other options that bring that much to the table, at least with your initial purchase. I know I also own the Rode Wireless Go's, the version 1, the originals, and the only thing that I got with those was the modules themselves. I got a 3.5mm cable, and that was it. No wireless charging at the time. They charged via USB-C, and no dead cats, no lavs. So anytime I use the Rode system, I have to use my Tascam lavs if I am going to put it in that configuration. As you look at the receiver, you're going to have 2 jacks. One of those is for headphones. The other is the output jack to go into your camera, as well as your A and B channel gain buttons. These buttons allow you to adjust the transmitter decibel level from the receiver. So you can adjust your A transmitter as well as your B transmitter as you're seeing it come through in your feed. Flipping over to the other side of the receiver, you'll see that you have your button to select mono, stereo, and your safety channel recording, which is a great little feature to have on a system like this, and your USB-C charging if you don't have the case. The transmitters are also fairly simple in operation. You have your gain adjustment on the side of them, as well as a mute button, which is pretty cool so long as you remember to mute and unmute as you need to speak and not speak. This allows a degree of privacy if you are communicating with somebody on location and you don't want that feed going into the camera. Just remember to unmute when you are ready to record again. You also have your power button, a mic jack for a lav if you want to run a lav externally, and once again, your USB-C charging port. Going a little bit more in-depth with the features, one of the offerings from this kit are noise canceling at the transmitter level, which once again is selected just by the button on the side. And I'm going to let you hear a little bit of the noise canceling feature right now. So just to test the noise reduction, I do live fairly close to a highway. It's at the bottom of my neighborhood. Currently, I have the noise reduction turned off. It's pretty loud just standing here. From what I can tell, I don't know how it sounds in the mic, but I'm going to press the noise reduction button on the side of the transmitter just to see if it helps any. Ooh, that was a loud truck. Okay, we now have noise reduction turned on. I'm still standing at the bottom of my hill, and the highway's fairly loud. We get a lot of traffic noise through this way at the bottom of my neighborhood. Thankfully, my house is at the top of the hill, so I don't have to hear this from my house. But how is this noise canceling doing? Does this noise canceling sound good? Does it sound atrocious? Once again, I'm not going to know until I get it back into the computer. That was a really loud car that just went by. Hopefully the noise canceling did its trick there as I'm speaking. I guess that's really the advantage of noise canceling is it isolates the voice, or it should isolate the voice as you're speaking to get rid of those nasty ambient tones. Just for added giggles, this is the noise canceling with the dead cat as well. So we should be canceling wind noise. We should be canceling traffic noise. I guess you would call this double protection. That was a super loud motorcycle. Hopefully the noise canceling did its job there. I don't know. How does it sound? You tell me. Another handy feature, as mentioned earlier, you do have the ability to choose whether to do a mono recording, a stereo recording, or the safety channel recording, which just records to the right channel at 6 decibels lower in volume in case somebody gets a little bit loud and you need to use it in post. One feature that's lacking with this system, and I believe that Synco had to do this in order to keep this system cost effective, is internal recording. It would be nice to be able to shoot a safety track to an SD card in case you had radio interference between your wireless system. I know that requires more hardware, more software, probably more labor intensive on the battery as well. That would be nice to have in future versions of this system though, is a SD safety track recording. One of the biggest draws to this system with me is the battery life. Going back to the tennis tournament that I shot for Trey and his team, I did not turn the transmitter nor the receiver off one time on that day, and we shot for 7 hours continuous, which is great because Synco advertises these as an 8-hour battery life, and you can extend that battery life up to 24 hours when you are using the charging case. I feel like one of the biggest competitions, and it's literally a measuring contest between the manufacturers making these small consumer level mics, is the line of sight audio transmission. Now, Synco advertises the line of sight distance for these mics at 660 feet, I believe it is. That is clear line of sight, and they say right around 200 feet with minimal obstructions. Going back to the tournament though, once again, I was shooting through fences, through bags, through human beings. Trey had a transmitter in his pocket, and I could not get these things to break up. However, I'm smart enough to understand that as distance increases and we do not have clear line of sight anymore, that we're probably going to have some interference issues. I'll let you hear that here. I'm in my driveway, and about 250 feet up that hill, there's a fire hydrant. I'm going to walk up to it. I feel like 250 feet is probably about the limitations of where I would actually have somebody stand away from my camera. I feel like anything further than that, pretty dumb. I even think 250 feet is pretty dumb, but for the sake of this range test, this is the Synco G2. Got the dead cat on there that looks very similar to Jay Leno. And I'm going to start walking and talking. I'm going to keep my back to the camera as I'm walking and talking to this fire hydrant up here on the top of the hill in my little neighborhood here. It's a beautiful day. Got some pretty white puffy clouds. I wonder how good this audio is sounding right now. Does the audio sound better if I turn back towards the camera? Hey everybody, I'm going to turn my back again and keep walking. Don't know by now if we have any breakup. I won't know if we have any breakup until I make the hike back to the house. So yeah. So far though, like I said, really liking this. One thing that hopefully it will clear up once I start back towards the camera. But yeah, a lot of people have complained. About the screen being dim on these. I don't really think it's that dim. I wear polarized sunglasses, and that's the only time that I cannot see the screen on them. But with polarized sunglasses, I can't see the screen on any of my devices, including my cameras, my monitors, or anything that has an LCD screen. So, like I said, brightness really not an issue for me on the display with these. I know some others have complained about that. Maybe something to think about, Synco, for the other people who cannot see your display. Maybe give them some brightness settings. Maybe give them a dimming switch. I don't know. Like I said, the display kind of works for me. Hopefully the audio is clear from this. Like I said, I've got the dead cat on. It looks surprisingly similar to Jay Leno. And I'm now back at the camera. So How did that sound? Did you enjoy the audio from the G2 as I was walking to the fire hydrant? Did it sound good? Did it sound bad? Did we have any breakup? I'm not going to know until we get into post. Synco have really placed themselves nicely in the market with these small wireless mic systems. For a fraction of the cost of some of the other competitors, I feel like Synco offers 90% of the features. My only gripe with what they don't offer, once again, would be that internal SD recording. However, when you buy the kit configured the way that I have it, you are getting 2 transmitters that can receive 2 separate channel recordings, which is great for interviews. You get the receiver, you get a charging box, 2 lavs, 2 dead cats. To me, that is packed full of things that would help any vlogger, anybody that's doing simple interviews out there in the field. Maybe you're running interviews for a small channel and just need to get quick audio in camera. I feel like Synco have done well at placing themselves under $200. Right now on B&H, this kit configured the way I have it is $169. That's killer. That's killer. You're not having to buy a separate lav. You're not having to buy a separate charging case. It comes ready to go right out of the pack. I guess what you guys want to know is, do I recommend this kit? And for under $200, if you can live with the fact that it has no internal recording, I would say yes, I do recommend it. And I plan on continuing to use these for myself, as well as for our company, for our retainer clients, and even continuing on with Trey and his documentary. So far, they have given me no reason to not trust them as far as their transmission goes. The battery life is phenomenal. It's a slick little kit that Synco put together, and I'm a fan. But I want to know your thoughts. What is your favorite wireless mic system? I know we have offerings from DJI, we have Rode, we have Hollyland. There are a lot of options in this prosumer level mic niche. So which ones do you think are best? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, as always, if you like this video, want to see more like it in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I love growing this community here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you in the next.